Hello everyone, I'll be doing a review on this Nespresso coffee maker. It does espressos and coffee. It's called the Vertuo Next coffee maker. This one's made by Breville. So in the box you do get a sample of quite a few different pods. Here's what the pods look like that you have to use in this machine. The machine will read this code on the bottom and brew it accordingly. And this pod is for 7.7 ounces. This is a coffee pod. And we have some pods that look smaller, hold a smaller amount of coffee. This is an espresso pod. This is a single shot, 1.35 fluid ounces. Here we got a little bit bigger one. This is a double shot, 2.7 fluid ounces. Okay, so now let's take a look at the coffee maker. It's got a removable water reservoir on the back. The side here is where the used pods go. This can come out. Up here it's got a single button that you can press to start the brew. And you unlock it, there's where the pods go. It's got a needle that injects water into the pod, and this is what spins the pod. And it also reads that barcode on the bottom. So when you put it in there, it's gonna spin it and it'll read that barcode and it'll brew it automatically, whether it needs to brew 7 ounces or 1.35 ounces through the pod. It's got this really simple drip tray on the front. It comes apart. And it can go into 3 different positions, right here, or right here, or you can take it out. So if you've got it out, you've got about 7.5 inches. And with it all the way on the top one, you've got about almost 2 3/4 inches. So this water reservoir is not movable. You got to leave it right here on the back. Some of them, they move around. So front to back, it's about 13.5 inches. It's got a really heavy duty cord that's a 3-prong cord. Now when you've got it, the lid lifted up, it's about 18.5 inches tall, which it will fit under a kitchen cabinet. Left to right, it's about 5.5 inches. So let's just explain the lid. It's very simple. It's got this unlock position and lock. So when you put the pod in, you're gonna lock it and that activates this, and then you press that to start the brew. But then you turn this to the unlock position and it pops up. But then when you push it down, see how there's like this area? This is where you're going to normally leave it. And then when you want to get it open, you got to go just a little bit farther, and then it pops all the way open. But if you just push it down, that's where it stays, and then you got to lock it. Nespresso does have an app, and I did connect this to the Wi-Fi using the app. That's how you do this thing did have an update to the software. And you can also change the water's hardness level. Okay, I've got the water tank filled up. We're gonna do a freshwater rinse. You should do these about once a week, once every couple weeks, but when you first get the machine, you're supposed to do it. So you're gonna plug it in. And again, we're not gonna put a pot in here or anything. You're just gonna close it, go to the lock position, and you're gonna press this button 3 times really fast. 1, 2, 3. That starts a freshwater rinse. Otherwise, if you just press it and there's no pot in there, it won't do anything. Have yourself a big container. It's going to run quite a bit of water through here, and the water is going to be really hot. This takes about 7 minutes to do the freshwater rinse. So the machine is going to make some noise while it's doing the freshwater rinse. It's spinning that container in there. That's what you're hearing. Okay, so it's all done with the freshwater rinse. There it is when you open up, and we just put it down there to kind of latch it. Okay, so let's brew a coffee first. I'm going to brew a 7.7 fluid ounces. And if you look at the side of the box, it's about a 6 for intensity. So that's like a medium to dark roast. So again, we just open this just a little bit more and it'll spring open. You just simply place the pod there. You're going to lower the lid. It's going to poke a hole in the top. Put that to lock, and you just press that button 1 time. You're gonna hear it spin up. That light's gonna flash to let you know it's brewing. It does do a little pre-infusing. It'll put some water into it. And then it starts spinning that pod. It starts spinning it really fast. What's happening is it's injecting water in the middle and it's spinning it, and the coffee's coming out around the outside. This was a pod I brewed earlier. Let's check the temperature coming out. So the coffee is about 143. Coming out of there is about 170. This doesn't take very long to brew at all. That's taken less than a minute to brew that full 8-ounce cup of coffee. And then it gives it one more spin. Sounds like an airplane taking off right at the end. Okay, so it's done with the coffee. And then we're just going to push this to unlock. And then it'll eject the pod. This is the best part, I think. It throws it back there in the holding bin. And you're ready for your next cup. And I just push the lid down till it latches. Let's see how hot our coffee is. So you end up with about a 150 degree cup of coffee. So if you're looking for a really rich coffee, this is a really rich tasting coffee. Very flavorful. Okay, so now let's move the drip tray up. Let's get a little espresso cup. Let's brew an espresso. So I have a Starbucks actually makes pods for these. And this is the 1.35, so this will be a single shot. So again, we're just going to throw it like that. Put that in the machine and then turn it to lock. Press the button. It's going to spin the cup or the pod to read what it is. And now it's going to brew however many ounces it needs to accordingly, automatically. About 150, 165, 170. So yeah, that single shot took about 30 seconds. So again, we just open the handle all the way and it'll eject the pod automatically. Then we can just push it down till it latches. Here's what the espresso shot looks like. And we ended up with about a 153 degrees. So this coffee maker will brew several different sizes. The 1.35 ounce espresso, the double espresso, the lungo, 5 ounces. Coffee is 7.7. Alto is 14 ounces. It will do an 18-ounce carafe. And again, it's all automatic because it reads that code. It knows exactly how much water to brew through each cup. And on the left side here, this is where the pods go. You can see that's where the pods are. And then you will get some... This is a separate container. You will get some coffee. That's kind of like some, just some leftover. I'm not sure exactly where it comes from, but the machine you do have to empty that out once in a while. And again, here's kind of a chart that shows you all the different flavors and kind of the ounce setting that you can get. And here's what the different pods look like. So Nespresso does have an app, and when you open it up for the first time, it'll walk you through a setup procedure. You've got to have your Bluetooth and your Wi-Fi turned on. So once it's connected, it will tell you the software, the serial number. There's this water status where you can change the water hardness level from 0 to 4, 4 being really hard water. I can change it accordingly. And when you're on the home page, it tells you that it's in standby mode. And then it's got some things it'll show you how to descale it, machine details. Not a lot you can do in the app, but it is able to connect with the app. And mine did do an update to the software of the coffee maker when I first connected it. So if you press this button during a brew, it should flash white. If it flashes orange, that means it couldn't read the pod. So it says to do a freshwater rinse to kind of maybe clean out the area inside there. Take the pot out and do a freshwater rinse. If it's blinking at you red or orange, If it's kind of doing 3 flashes at you in orange, that means it's time to descale. And you've got to put the machine into a descaling mode. You can also adjust the water level, so how much it brews each cup. So this one is automatically going to brew it at 2.7 ounces. But let's say you buy these and you want to brew these at 4 ounces. Well, you can do that. You can manually set it and then it'll remember it every time. Okay, so you're going to put the pot in like normal. Put the pot in, close the lid, close it. Don't press the brew button yet. So if I just press the brew button one time, it's going to brew it at 2.7 ounces, but I want to brew it at more. So I got to hold the brew button until it's at the point that I want to stop it. So hold the button until it comes up to the 4 ounce mark. Then I'm going to stop it. Then it'll memorize that new. And every time I put that particular K-cup or that particular pod in, it'll brew it at 4 ounces. What I'm doing is I'm setting the water level, they call this. I got to keep that button pressed. And if I only wanted to brew 1 ounce through it, I would just stop right now. If I want to brew 4 ounces, I keep holding it, holding it. Okay, so it looks like I'm getting pretty close. I'm at 3 ounces. So I'm just going to go ahead and stop it right there. So then it will stop it. And now it will memorize it each time I put that same pod in there. It's going to brew it at that amount, not the amount that's written on it. Then let's say you want to go back to your set, go back to do a factory reset. You're going to push the button 5 times in 3 seconds really fast with it just in the unlock position. So you're going to press that button 5 times really fast and it'll reset all those water levels. So I did do a video about using these aluminum foil lids. You can reuse these pods. This is a foil lid that I put on myself. I put my own coffee grounds in there and I was able to brew a coffee with this way. And these actually worked really good. So check out that video also. So this coffee maker came with this Nespresso milk frother. I'm going to be doing a separate video on this milk frother. This came as a set. You can either buy it just by itself or with the milk frother. These machines are fast and they make a pretty good cup of coffee. Thanks everybody for watching. If you could, please like and subscribe.